I sent an email, and I said, we are restoring paper. And we are sure. And people took that as back online. Go make copies now before rapture happens. I was like, is this almost done? Yeah, so the string has to be going before you can put on this. I think that's something OBX, whatever it is. And then the report has to be going to record. Yeah, they have to be question green.
At this time, I call to order the Campbell County Board of Education regular meeting for November 20th, 2023, at the Alexandria Educational Center. First item on our agenda is to approve the agenda.
I would recommend approval of the agenda as presented.
Per Dr. Wilson's recommendation, is there a motion?
I'll move we approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next item on our agenda is our Pledge of Allegiance and mission statement. Our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Amy Shelton, and our mission statement by Ava Cloud and Emma Manson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The mission of the Campbell County School District, in partnership with students, staff, parents, and community, is to do whatever it takes to ensure our students' success in college, career, and life.
Thank you. The next item on our agenda is a report on our KSA results.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here tonight to present our KSA achievement results from the 22-23 school year. Finally got those in. We're a little bit later than what we normally are this year, but that's when they came back to us. As going through the slides, the first slide has the academic indicators that schools were held accountable, which are the same as they were for the 21-22 school year. Just a reminder of what those are. So our student performance on state assessment results in reading and math, our student performance results in science, social studies, and writing, our students' responses on the quality of school climate and safety survey, English learner progress, at the high school level, our post-secondary readiness, and at the high school level as well, our graduation rate for both the 4 and the 5-year cohort. That is what the indicators were for this year, and they were the same as last year. Moving into the 22-23 school year, we also were added, there was another component added in, and that was change that was added in. This change, status and change, was mandated, that we had to have some type of indicator that showed the status from one year to the next. The 21-22 school years only reflected the status of those 6 indicators that we just went through. Our 22-23 results also show the change that happened, and there's just the definitions of what those mean. So change is the difference between the current year's status score and the prior year's status score. Based off of that change, each school received a change score, which was just the numerical value of the difference between the current year status and the prior year status scores. And then everyone received a change level based off of those change, and those rated from decline significantly to increase significantly. I did include just an example of what change looked like, just so that everybody understands the significance that plays in our accountability results. So if you look at the graph down at the bottom, it goes through 3 schools. The first of those schools, School A, had a status score to start off with of a 57.6. Their change score was a 3.6, so they increased from the prior year. That gave them an indicator score of 61.2 and put them as an indicator of green for the year. School B, their status score that they started off with was a 63. They had a change score of minus 1.8, which fell into the maintained category based off of the cut scores. That put them also as an indicator score of 61.2 and put them in the yellow for indicator rating. And School C started off with a status score of 63.6, had a change score of minus 2.4, which based on cut scores put them in the decline change rating. And they also received a 61.2, but that put them in the orange status. So you can see the significance that change rating did play in all schools' accountability scores. So I just wanted to kind of highlight that so everybody understood how that worked for this year. Based off of those scores, the indicators along with the change, each school in each area received a rating, and those ratings went from red being very low all the way up to blue being very high. For our district results at the elementary school level, our overall results at the elementary school level, we were rated green. At the middle school level, we were rated yellow. And at the high school level, we were rated yellow. As you go into the areas, the indicator areas, at the elementary school level, our overall accountability elementary for reading and mathematics was yellow. For our overall elementary school score for science, social studies, and combined writing, we were green. And then for our quality of school climate and safety survey at the elementary school level, we were rated green. Moving to the middle school, for our middle school state assessments in reading and math, we rated yellow. For our science, social studies, and combined writing, we rated green. And for our quality of school climate and safety, we rated yellow. Moving to the high school, for our state assessment at the high school level for reading and math, we were rated orange. For our science, social studies, and combined writing, we were rated yellow. For our quality of school climate and safety, we were rated yellow. For our graduation rate at the high school level, we were rated green. And for our post-secondary readiness, we were rated blue. Myself and Dr. Wilson have already met with all of our principals to discuss their assessment results in detail and to hear their plans for improvement. And you'll be hearing those throughout their presentations in the coming months, with one starting tonight with Mr. Macy. But we did just want to highlight some of the bright spots in each of our areas or each of our grade levels, and then also some of our areas for growth as well. So bright spots for the school year for 22-23 for elementary, in the areas of reading, math, social studies, science, and writing, all of our schools scored above the state average in those areas. Klein Elementary and Riley Elementary had an overall index in the very high range or blue rating, which is excellent. The expected goal performance for EL students to be EL proficient was a 41.7%, and the actual performance was a 48.3%. So we are definitely exceeding what our expected performance is in that area. Moving to the middle school, some bright spots at the middle school. Campbell County Middle School reported score increases for students with a disability in the following areas: reading and math, science, social studies, and writing indicator. So they did a good job of starting to grow those students. The following areas were above the state average, so math, social studies, and science were all above the state average at the middle school. And our expected goal performance for student proficiency in writing was a 32.1%, and the actual performance was a 45%, so far exceeded what our expected performance was at writing. Moving to the high school post-secondary indicator rating was a 95.3, and that was an increase from a 95.3 to a 96.1, which is a blue rating for post-secondary readiness. 98% of our 449 high school AP enrollments were successfully completed, along with 98% of our 457 high school dual credit enrollments were successfully completed. So getting those students to high school and dual credit course or credits that they are working very hard for. The district four-year cohort graduation rate is 96.4%, exceeding what our goal was. And then all tested subject areas at all levels are above the state average. As we look into opportunities for growth, and we're currently working on those things, and really what this did was confirmed a lot of the things that we knew. We put plans in place as we entered into the school year based off all kinds of assessment results. And what this verified is that we are focused on the right things as we're moving throughout the school year. But some opportunities for growth. Campbell County High School and Campbell County Middle School both received the federal classification of TSI, which stands for Targeted Support and Improvement for Students with Disability. This is the second year that both of those schools have fallen within that range. At this time, none of our schools are performing at the very high blue rating for the Quality of School Climate and Safety Survey. We feel like that's something that many of our schools were scoring in that range last year, and we're very proud of that. We definitely want to assess that and figure out how to get back to those blue ratings. And across the district, scores do indicate that we are not meeting the needs of our students who are economically disadvantaged. Again, those things are things that we had already identified through MAP scores and other assessments and have been working hard on throughout the year already. We do have many initiatives that are already in place to address a lot of these things. First off, at all levels, we've been participating in district-wide professional learning communities. These will happen 4 times a year. We've already had 2 of those meetings. The district-wide elementary professional learning communities are happening at each grade level for reading and math and for tested grades in science and social studies. All of those schools have been meeting to discuss assessment results, to discuss upcoming lessons, to discuss and respond to their own formative assessments that they're having in their classes. At the secondary level, we've had 2 secondary professional learning communities that have already happened with vertical alignment between the middle school and high school. The first of those centered around an alignment of the explorations courses that are happening at the middle school to make sure that they were leading in to our career pathway courses at the high school. And the second one that we just had last week focused on looking at release items from the state assessment to make sure that they are using those in their classroom and they are assessing the right things and teaching the right things based on those release items. We have 2 more of those district PLCs in the second semester that will be able to put plans in place to respond to things that we are seeing. We have across the district had increased and enhanced professional learning focused on career awareness, exploration, and development across elementary, middle, and high school. Also, along with that, this year at our elementary school levels, they are, for the first time, doing career cluster clubs that are closely aligned to career pathways that we have at our high school. And at the middle school level, they are having career explorations courses that are also leading into the career pathway courses we have at our high school. We have a new reading and math program at CCMS that are being implemented that align with all of the elementary programs and that are rated as high quality instructional resources. All of our administrators will be receiving training on explicit instruction and small group instruction, which will assist in meeting the needs of all of our students and which will help us in meeting the needs of our students with disability and our economically disadvantaged students. We're really excited about that and how they will be carrying that back into their buildings. Dr. Wilson has been meeting ongoing with several focus groups to ensure that all of our stakeholders have input into things that they would like to see in our schools to make sure we are providing the best educational experience possible. And many of the things that she's learned from those groups are already being used and implemented in our schools. We have an ongoing strategic vision and focus that continually changes based off of our assessment results, and it is very focused on student achievement. All of our schools have been revisiting their CHAMPS procedures and their PBIS plans to make sure that we are providing a safe school culture and climate for our students that they feel very safe and secure being in. All of our schools and at the district level, we are right now participating in completing our comprehensive improvement planning, which takes these assessment results into account and then make sure that we have plans in place that will address the areas that we need to focus on. And then this year, we did make a change to our teaching and learning lead positions. So we have a teaching and learning lead at each of the levels. So one assigned to the elementary schools, one assigned to the middle school, and one assigned to the high school. Through these changes, they've been able to really focus on teacher supports, new teacher supports, and ongoing instructional strategies and practices. So we've already seen lots of positives from making that change. So we're excited about the results that we'll see from that. Again, we've been working really hard this year. You will be learning more about the school's individual assessment results as they present over the upcoming months and their plans for improvement. We are very focused to improving all the areas of growth that we participated in, and we are celebrating the areas that we were very excited about. So thank you for your continued support of all of our schools and all of the programs and initiatives that we have done over the years. We appreciate it.
Thank you for a quick and thorough overview. It's a lot to absorb at one time. So if anyone has any questions or comments for Mr. Ritter? Thank you. Next we have our school presentation, Campbell Ridge. Mr. Mason.
Good evening. I'm excited to be here tonight to give you our Campbell Ridge results. I was just sitting there counting up. This will be the 19th year for presenting school assessment results to you. And we're excited to share these. Just as a reminder, as I get started, our mission at Campbell Ridge is to provide a safe, caring environment where everyone is engaged in successful learning. We practice the values of respect, shared responsibility, optimism, open communication, and perseverance. And our motto is that at Campbell Ridge, we will cooperate, respect, engage, and be safe with everyone at school. You'll see that our results kind of mirror some of the district results that Mr. Ritter just went over. Our overall indicator score was in the green range. Reading and math dropped from green to yellow this year, but science, social studies, and combined writing moved from yellow to green. And our overall school climate and safety survey was in the green range. Our overall indicator was a 70.4. That's a single point drop from last year. Reading and math was a 69.3. That's the one that was in the yellow range. That score dropped 7.6 points, but remains in the high status range. So we end up yellow because we were high status, but with a decline. Science, social studies, and writing, we're at a 71.1. That is a 7.6 increase from last year. So that is also remains in the high status range and is green. And our quality of school climate and safety indicator score was a 78.4. That was a 1 point drop from the prior year, but also still remains in the high status range. Some of our reasons to celebrate this year is we continue to reduce the gap for students with disabilities by 6 points in reading and by 3 points in math. We increased the percentage of students scoring proficient or distinguished in math for all students and for students with disabilities. And noticing that drop in reading and math, one of the things I would point out is that we did have, we maintained some decent scores in math. Our overall drop in reading and math is, we've actually got that pinpointed. We know exactly which group of students that was with and exactly which grades, and we've begun to address those results already. But overall, math scores did remain good, increasing the percentage of students scoring proficient and distinguished. Do the same in science, and increase the percentage of students scoring proficient and distinguished for all students and for all student groups. We increased the percentage of students scoring proficient and distinguished in social studies for all students and for all student groups. We increased the percentage of students scoring proficient and distinguished in writing for all student groups. Our strategies that we used in this past year, of course, we're in the school improvement planning process right now. Our site-based council will look at that on the 27th. The strategies we had in place this year were really focused on writing. We want students to be able to communicate what they've learned through writing. We've used proficient exemplars to do that, as well as specific strategies for writing to learn and for writing to demonstrate learning. We focused on comprehension strategies in content area reading and knowledge of academic vocabulary to help students demonstrate what they've learned through writing. And we do attribute our increase in science, social studies, and overall writing to some of these strategies. Specifically, our focus on content area academic vocabulary. We've done a lot of work with that this past year, and we think that helped a lot in science and social studies. We did align our content area units vertically to ensure that all students were receiving all the content they needed by 4th and 5th grade. And we did focus on comprehension strategies that can be used when reading in the content areas. For our students with IEPs, we have worked to make sure that the instruction they receive is aligned vertically as well. So as students move through each grade level, they're taking part in an aligned program of reading, math, and social skills interventions. On our quality of school climate and safety indicator, we had some really nice scores here. 97% of our students feel safe in their classes. 98% of students know that an adult from their school cares about them, and 99% of students know that when they need help with schoolwork, they can ask the teacher. And at those grade levels, it's about 300, a little more than 300 students tested. So as you look at that graph, we have no students that strongly disagreed. Those students that disagreed number less than 5. So that is something that we are able to tackle and work on, but we're also proud that we have so many students knowing somebody cares about them at school and they know where to go to for help. Other things that we believe make Campbell Ridge an all-star school, our response to intervention program is currently serving 85 students. That's 14% of the school that receives a Tier 2 or Tier 3 academic support during the school day. We have 128 students, or 21% of the school, that receive specially designed instruction during the school day. Our student support team served 110 students so far this year, 18% of the school with a Tier 2 or Tier 3 guidance support. We have 26 students, right at 4% of the school, that receive individualized Barton tutoring for reading support during the school day. And our Family Resource Center so far this year has served 29% of the school, or 172 students, making sure they have what they need to be ready for school each day. And finally, I think the thing that we really try to focus on at Campbell Ridge to make sure we're an all-star school, we are a large school, and with just over 600 students, we work to make sure we find ways to make our schools feel small, safe, caring, and academically, socially, emotionally, and physically safe and supported each day. I appreciate your time and attention. Do you have any questions I can answer?
Any comments, questions?
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you, Mr. Macy.
Absolutely.
This is my 19th year on the board, so I guess I've heard all of those.
Well, we appreciate all that you do to make sure we have the resources we need, the staff we need, everything, everything we need to serve kids each day. It's our pleasure to do so.
I was really struck with your, I think it's the next to last slide, with the numbers and percent of students who are receiving some kind of specialized educational support, and that the number of students there is really striking. I think that we think about the kids who need that assistance, and we think of a smaller number than it is, but that's a lot of students that you're reaching one-on-one to kind of tailor something to their particular needs so that they are successful in school. So thanks for providing that. It's really helpful to see.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you. Our next item on our agenda is our Hour Stars, and if the board members, Dr. Wilson, is down front. All right, so there's a lot of people here tonight.
We have a lot of Hour Stars tonight. All right. All right, the first group that we have tonight from Campbell County High School is the girls cross country team. We have Olivia Holbrook, Catherine McKee, Brooklyn Phelps, Aiden Christopher, Ashlyn Dean, Ariana Law, Libby Ponting, and Allie Lyons, coached by Ms. McKee and Ms. Cooper. The Lady Camos cross country team won the NKAC conference meet for the first time in 20 years. Leading the way were Olivia Holbrook, first place, Catherine McKee, third place, Brooklyn Phelps, seventh place, Eden Christopher, 11th place, Ashlyn Dean, 13th, Ariana Law, 16th, Libby Pontine, 30th, and Allie Lyons, 33rd. The girls team also placed 9th at state. Olivia was selected as an all-state runner. And I also just found out that we have a whole crew of academic all-state members up here as well, which is impressive. Nice job.
You guys want to look up here?
Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, we have up here the Campbell County High School boys cross country runners, Jonathan Christopher and Oscar Van Camper, who ran in the region and state meets. Jonathan placed 11th, and he was a state medalist at the 2023 38 state championship meet held at the Kentucky Horse Park on October 28th with a time of 16 minutes and 10 seconds, which is impressive, and was selected as an all-state runner, and they were both selected to the all-region team. So congratulations, boys. Congratulations. Thank you. Girls soccer. All right, right in front of them. There you go. You're the stars. We have some members of our Campbell County High School girls soccer team. The Lady Camels finished the season 11, 10, and 3. The following players were selected, voted by 10th Region coaches to the 2023 10th Region All-Region team. First team, Josie Holmes, Casey Thompson, and Ryan Waghorn. Second team, Emma Westland, Taylor Maley, Kennedy Crawley, and third team, Valerie Stevens and Abby Medall. Josie Holmes was also named 10th Region Girls Soccer Co-Offensive Player of the Year and received second team East All-State Honors recognition. Josie will have the opportunity to participate in the All-State game in November. So congratulations to the entire team. Good job, ladies. For your picture before you leave.
Glad you're doing it. The pictures were awful. I was taking them.
All right. So we have some members of our Campbell County High School boys soccer team up here. The Camels finished the season with a team record of 11, 10, and 1, while being the 37th district tournament runner-up and the 10th region tournament runner-up. The following players were selected to the 2023 10th region all-region team. First team, Noah Rittinger and Kaden Rose. Second team, Brock Sorgenfree and Carlos Marquez. And the following players were also selected to the all-NKY region team. Second team, Noah Rittinger and Kaden Rose. Third team, Brock Sorgenfreg and Kaden Rose was also selected to the 2023 KHSSCA second team All-State. So congratulations to all of those players. Smile. Thank you. Congratulations on a great season. Right, our last team is the Campbell County High School girls volleyball team. You're going to be right in front of them. It's okay, even if they can't see them. You can get in front of them when we take a picture at the end. All right, so the members of the Campbell County High School girls volleyball team: Ava Krall, Hope Hamilton, Jaden Hartman, Lola Hahn, Cindy Lyons, Emma Manser, Alon McIntyre, Amelia Pangallo, Morgan Powell, Lexi Sherrill, Abby Shelton, Penelope Stacy, Ella Thorworth, Faith Whitford. They were coached by Micah Freffen, Hannah Wells, Neil Meyer, Christy Hartzell, and Kayla Freffen. The Lady Camels volleyball won the 10th region tournament championship on October 26th, beating Scott 3 sets to 2. The Lady Camels volleyball team advanced to the 2023 KHSAA state volleyball tournament first round, where they played the 9th region champions. And Lady Camel volleyball players Ella Thorworth and Hope Hamilton were selected to the 37th District All-Tournament team. In addition, Ava, Emma, Lexi, and Ella were selected to the 2023 10th Region Tournament All-Tournament team. Just an awesome season all around. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you.
As we prepare for the public comment portion of tonight's meeting, I have a brief statement to read. Thank you for attending tonight's meeting. The board values public comments on issues relevant to the school district, and for that reason, the board is happy to offer each speaker who registers to speak a period of up to 3 minutes to offer public comment during the public comment section of the meeting. Please keep an eye on the timer that will be posted on the screens across the room. The balance of the meeting will be used for conducting the necessary business of the board. You are welcome to watch and listen to the remainder of the meeting. By policy, any comments offered during that portion of the meeting should relate to the matters on the board's business agenda. While board members are not required to answer your comments or questions during the meeting, each board member will have an opportunity for comment later in the meeting and may choose to address your comments or not to address your comments. Finally, this public comment period is your only opportunity during the meeting to address the board. Protests, outbursts, cheers, or other displays, regardless of their content, occurring during the course of the business meeting will be considered disorderly and may lead to the involvement of law enforcement. Any attendee who continues to disrupt the business meeting of the board may be required to leave. Remember, this is a business meeting of the board and should be treated with appropriate respect and professionalism. The first speaker signed up tonight is Nicole Brumall.
Hi, I want to begin by thanking the board for the work that you do and the opportunity to seek clarification when necessary. I'm a proud graduate of Campbell County Schools, and I currently have 4 kids at Campbell County Schools, with at least one being a very, very avid reader. Who's here tonight? Our family frequently visits our county public libraries, and we're so lucky to have the caring and well-qualified librarians that we do at Riley as well as across the district. I don't know those personally, but I assume they're as good as the ones that we have at Riley. In February 2023, at the urging of Moms for Liberty, the Campbell County School Board removed 3 books from the shelves of our school district libraries. Just Moms for Liberty possess the same credentials or required college degrees that our school librarians have. Were you aware that last week, the chairs of the Campbell County and the Boone County Moms for Liberty, Myrna Eads, who's a frequent visitor of this meeting as well as Newport and Fort Thomas School Board meetings, alongside Karen Strayer, were photographed with the Proud Boys at a November 4th rally in Frankfort. They were both then subsequently removed from their leadership positions within their respective chapters. Were you aware that in June of this year, an Indiana chapter of Moms for Liberty quoted Hitler on their local chapter's website before backtracking and removing that quote? Were you also aware that Moms for Liberty has been labeled an anti-government extremist group by the Southern Poverty Law Center in June of this year? If you're unfamiliar with that organization, it's one of the most widely recognized research organizations tracking hate and extremism in the United States. The Southern Poverty Law Center also describes the Proud Boys as a hate group for its promotion of white nationalist ideas, involvement of violence, and prominent role that some of its members played in the January 6th attack at the Capitol. Why is it that when Moms for Liberty has repeatedly shown up to Campbell County School Board meetings, they've gone on to attain a level of influence beyond audience comments and have actually gotten influence curriculum normally reserved for bureaucrats or site-based counsel? While all taxpayers in Campbell County are allowed to challenge books that are in our school libraries, why has Myrna Eads, on behalf of Moms for Liberty, who does not have any school-age children, who's never had Campbell County School District children, and who has graduated from Fort Thomas schools, been allowed to restrict which books that my children and all other Campbell County students have access to? Why did our school board allow this outside organization with no credentials who represent the minorities to have such an outsized influence without doing their due diligence to research exactly what type of organization Moms for Liberty is? Due diligence, taking seriously every action that you take as an elected official are part of this job. If you are not capable of fulfilling those duties, it is either because you do not have the time or the knowledge or the skill set. If the superintendent of Fort Thomas Schools has made it abundantly clear that Moms for Liberty and Myrna Eads aren't welcome in their school board meetings unless she suddenly has a school-age child again or relevant business before the board, I would also suggest that our school board sever ties as well. Thank you for your time.
Madam Chair, that's the list of public speakers.
Thank you for your comments. Next, we have our superintendent comments. So I would like to invite everyone to begin with a moment of silence in memory of a cherished member of our school community, Joey Smith. Please join me as we take a moment to remember and to honor Joey, who brought light and joy to all who knew him. Joey was a beloved high school student. His presence had a profound impact on our school community. His enthusiasm for being at school with his classmates and his teachers was infectious, creating an atmosphere of warmth and camaraderie. We remember Joey for his love of Michael Jackson's music and his fondness for the mischievous Garfield. In the short time that Joey did spend with us, he touched with the lives of many, reminding us all of the importance of kindness, joy, and the bonds that we share within our school community. As we reflect on Joey's memories, let us carry forward the lessons that he taught us about the power of connection, compassion, and the impact that one individual can have on the lives of others around them. Thank you for joining me in this moment of reflection. Let's keep Joey and his loved ones in our thoughts. I also want to extend my warmest wishes to each and every one of you as we approach the Thanksgiving season or holiday. I'm wishing you a wonderful holiday filled with warmth, joy, and cherished moments.
Thank you. Our next item is our board member comments.
Yes, congratulations to all the All Stars who are here tonight and the ones who couldn't make it. We're proud of everything that they do and represent the school district well. Thank you.
I'd like to congratulate the All-Stars also. It's so nice to see so many of our students involved and representing Campbell County in like the most positive way ever. So thank all of you. I'd also like to congratulate Mrs. Phelps and Mrs. Sauerback for being selected to the Kentucky Women in Education Leadership. You are so deserving. Thank you for being such strong leaders in our community. Thank you. I'm sorry, I have a couple more. I want to thank Mr. Maker for once again congratulating his team over the weekend for taking first place. And I attended the kindergarten readiness over the weekend. Thank you, Missy Turner. I know there were several others that were there. Dr. Missy, Mrs. Hamilton, and they called her Mrs. Hammy. The students had an awesome time. I think it was a very, very thought out proceeding. The whole thing was just awesome. I think the parents were very impressed with our school. It was at the high school. They toured, the kids got to go see fire trucks, and they got on the bus, and I mean, hands-on and culinary. It was very, very impressive. So I'd like to thank you and the awesome team that helped you put that together. And I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and stay safe. Thank you.
So finally, I would like to spend just a moment addressing Ms. Brumall's comments. You may not know that I am a retired librarian, so I take the removing books from any library collection quite seriously. I've worked in libraries for about 40 years, so for really, it's been my life's work to be in libraries. And there's a misunderstanding in that the board has not voted to remove any books from our library. We followed our policy, which had various levels of review that included community that reviews the book, and others. And based on their recommendations, some titles may have been changed to a notification or some other type, but the board itself has not had a title brought before it to be removed from our collection at all.
That is correct. That policy does consist of our high school principal, other librarians in the district, teachers in that content, or not the content area, but teachers as well. It is a board policy available online. Those were followed. We also have that policy is for, at the time of the law, it was for citizens. It has now changed to parents. So there is a period of time where the law changed. So when asking about parents or citizens, if you are a citizen of Campbell County, you are eligible to submit a request for restoration. Yeah, that's what it's called. So I hope that answers the questions that you have. Feel free to call me anytime, my email or phone call. I take many calls anytime. Happy to explain policies or help people understand what we're working with, especially in regards to printing. So thank you.
And I would like to follow up on that also. I've only been on the board since January, so this is all new to me as well. And when I first learned about all these books, I was like, what are we doing? What? I'm so confused. And I would like to personally thank Shelley and her group that I know have been reading all of those books. Every book that was on that list, Dr. Wilson and a team of people have been taking their time and reading and making sure that they are okay for our students to read and to be in our libraries. And what Ms. Fender said, we have never voted against the book, we've not done these things, but if their team decides that it's something that should be gone, that's what's going to happen. So.
Thank you. Our next item on the agenda is personnel actions, and the board accepts those as submitted. Then we have our written communications and reports, which includes our site-based minutes, our Family Resource Youth Services Center reports, homeless services reports, the pupil personnel report, public relations report, report of donations, school-related field trip notifications for athletics and transportation, the district non-SBDM staffing and procedure update, district calendar for the 2025-26 school year, first reading, the school report, the full report from Campbell Ridge. We got a briefer presentation in the full report that's here. A shortened school day notification, a health clerk position, and a nurse position. And then our next item, any questions or comments about any of those items before we move on? Is the 21st Century Community Learning Centers grant application for fiscal year 24.
I'm excited to bring to you a proposal that's just asking the board to approve Campbell County being able to apply for 3 grants. Those are 21st Century Community or Center Community Learning Grants for Grants Lake, Klein Elementary, and Campbell County High School. These grant applications will allow us to design and implement effective out-of-school programs that improve student achievement and the social development levels at, again, Campbell Ridge, Grants Lake, the high school, and Klein. These do have some new positions with them. That's why we're bringing them to the board to request permission to apply. Those new positions include both the center coordinator and grant manager at each site. The salary and stipend amounts are consistent with existing positions across our district of this nature, and all of the positions will be funded by the grants if we receive them.
We've had several of these over the years, and they've been very good programs for our students to have. So hopefully we will be successful with this grant application as well. Do you have any questions or comments for Dr. Wilson before we the recommendation?
The recommendation is to approve the request to apply for the 21st Century Community Learning Center grants for Grants Lake Elementary, Klein Elementary, and Campbell County High School as proposed.
For Dr. Wilson's recommendation, is there a motion from the board?
I'll motion we approve the 21st Century Community Learning Centers grant FY24.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
And Ms. Fender is yes. The next item on our agenda is, I clicked my screen too quickly, BG number 22-294, Campbell County Middle School renovations, change order number 5.
Okay. We do have a change order before you with a total of $11,885.39. This does include a credit. The change order number 5 includes Perkins Carmack Construction 1 through 4, Quality Fire Protection Incorporated 10-1, East Kentucky Masonry LLC 2-1, and Mazzoli and Associates Incorporated 7-1. The information and conditions have all been verified by Codell Construction, who we're working with, architects and engineers. So the Perkins Carmack Construction portion is $5,346.33, and this is for additional labor and material that was not in the original scope of the work. There is a credit, we all like credits, for $36,129.12, and that's coming as part of this in the Quality Fire Protection Incorporated 10-1, and that is a credit for the unused balance on the contract allowance to relocate or replace the sprinkler head. So that was not as expensive as we thought it would be. The East Kentucky Masonry LLC is $25,760, and the Mazzoli and Associates Incorporated 7-1 is $16,908.83. Questions on those change orders? This again will make change order number 5 to start with.
It's a good thing we have nice big credit.
Yeah.
To offset some of those other expenses. But this all seems to be necessary work to make this project the way we want it to be done correctly.
To keep this $11,000 in perspective, the contingency is $455,715, of which we've already committed a few change orders, but helps to keep that number in perspective of the overall project.
Your recommendation, Dr. Wilson?
I would recommend the board approves the change order number 5 for Perkins Carmack Construction 1 through 4, Quality Fire Protection Incorporated 10-1, East Kentucky Masonry LLC 2-1, and Mazzoli and Associates Incorporated 7-1 for the BG number 22-294 CCMS renovations as presented.
You heard Dr. Wilson's recommendation. Does anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion. For the BG number 22-294, the Campbell County Middle School renovations, change order number 5.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Ms. Fenders, yes. The next item on our agenda is BG number 24-191 for Klein and Riley Childers, BG1, a declaration of emergency repair.
So we are asking for the emergency repair of our Ms. Fender stated Klein and elementary chillers, or Klein Elementary and Riley chillers. The total is $195,903 coming from our building fund. This does include within that cost a $9,329 contingency that's required. And per House Bill 678, this is a capital fund request. The Ability Board had approved. We have, so the Train Series R air-cooled chillers are at Klein. Klein's chiller is 2003 and Riley's chiller at 2004 are at the end of their 15 to 20 year cycle. Each chiller has had numerous unscheduled repairs in the recent years, and our Buildings and Grounds Department has worked with multiple vendors as possible, many vendors as possible solutions, and come up with different solutions to improve the efficiency to avoid a complete shutdown. So we are at the point where we need to make this move. Train has provided the best and most fiscally responsible solution with their train renewal service program, and we believe that their program is designed to decrease our chances of unscheduled downtime. The process does replace worn materials, restores the compressor performance, and updates applicable components to the current design. And the work would be completed as soon as possible. And we believe that this option will extend the use of these chillers by 5 to 10 years. After consultation with the Kentucky Department of Education, the best route for this project is to declare an emergency repair for the systems. That's what they advised us to do. And since Campbell County is a House Bill 678, 2022 approved district, a capital fund request to the Kentucky Department of Ed would not be necessary for this.
Any questions or comments concerning this project? I think we've certainly heard for some time that work on the HVAC systems at Klein and Riley was coming. This is just maybe a little sooner than expected. And with the Kentucky Department of Education recommending that we declare an emergency repair, this would be a good solution to get some of those repairs and extend the life of the children by a few more years. So your recommendation?
Would recommend approval of the BG1 and declaration of emergency for BG 24-191 Klein and Riley chillers as presented.
You've heard Dr. Wilson's recommendation. Is there a motion from the board?
I'll move approval of the BG 24-191 for the repair of the Klein Riley children.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
And Ms. Fenders, yes. The next item on our agenda is Campbell County High School press box bid approval.
A lot of people are going to be very excited about this because the press box for Campbell County High School baseball field was damaged last spring by a windstorm. The district has worked with our property insurance company for securing funds for this replacement. We issued an the Finance Department issued an RFP on October 31st and received bids back on November 14th for the construction of the new press box. Buildings and Grounds Department conducted site visits with potential project bidders. 5 bids were received, with 2 bids failing to meet the RFP specifications for submittal. So the best value qualifying bidder is Century Construction for $91,984.
And this is being paid for from our insurance.
Yes, I'm sorry, funds from insurance company claim reimbursement for that amount.
Happy to help. Any other questions or comments? Your recommendation?
So recommend approval of the bid for the CCHS press box from Century Construction as presented.
For Dr. Wilson's recommendation, is there a motion from the board?
I would approve the CCHS press box. Good.
Is there a second? Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Schultz?
Yeah.
And Ms. Fender is yes. Our next action item is the authorization for the superintendent to expend funds for restoration of technology.
Okay, we have some circumstances that arise sometimes in which decisions to expend funds for the restoration of our technology systems don't align with the schedule of board meetings. So an analysis of our current performance of our technology systems and the necessary funds and actions to restore them is ongoing right now. This authorization would provide the superintendent the ability to expend funds in a timely manner so that we can make sure restoration of our technology systems are up and running as soon as possible.
Any questions or comments? The recommendation?
We recommend that you approve the authorization for that superintendent to expend funds for restoration of technology systems as presented.
Is there a motion from the board?
I'll move to approve the authorization for the superintendent to expend funds for restorations of the technology system.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Ms. Fender is yes. Next, we have our consent agenda, which includes our minutes, our addendum bills, our regular bills, treasurer's report, our leave of absence request, our SFCC offer of assistance, the open invitation to bid for goods and services, award and reject, University of Louisville MOA, an occupational therapy contract, and a psychologist contract. Any questions about any of the items on the consent agenda? Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move we approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
Ms. Fender is yes. The next item on our agenda is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move we adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
But it wasn't all the way to the new version. So now that I think about it, that's probably.